Hi everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. I just wanted to do a quick video in response to a question that FTIdeas threw out there, just relating to what the Fed taper might do to the metals market. And this is a great question, one that I've been thinking about recently too. I'll put a link to his channel and to the video in the description below if you guys want to check that out and offer your opinion as well. But just to start, I just want to mention that I separate the whole topic in short term and long term. And just to start with the short term, I think that as we've seen, the effect and again the continued effect might be that it could cause the metal markets to go down. And I think that the reason for that is when they tapered the $10 billion most recently from $85 billion worth of asset purchases down to $75 billion, it kind of signals to the markets that they're going to be tightening monetary policy, which could increase or at least strengthen the value of the dollar and appear to, weaken the whole metals market going forward. So in the short term, I think that it could cause the metals market to go down, and it has over the last couple of days, which is okay with me since we're trying to accumulate as much gold and silver as we can at the moment. However, it's always been about the long term with me, particularly as it relates to the amount of silver and gold that I purchase. Now, even going back before QE, I think I always thought that it was a good idea to purchase gold and silver in the current inflationary monetary policy that we live in. However, going back to September of 2012 when they started QE3, it appears that even with these whole taper debates going on, I think that the position that the metal market is in, I think it's already set in motion. And the main reason for that is, again, I've been focusing not so much on the taper issue, but more on the amount of excess reserves that are sitting in the Fed. I made a video about it 3 weeks ago. However, right now there's $2.5 trillion on deposit with the Fed, and the biggest increase in creation of those Fed deposits and excess reserves has been the QE3 program that started in September of 2012. So what I'll do is I'll put a link to the Federal Reserve website where they show how much excess reserves there are. And if you look at it month by month, and even in the last couple of 2-week updates that they've done, excess reserves have been growing quite steadily and quite sharply, especially since QE3. So as that money sits there, it's not being lent out in the economy. But however, I think that banks are going to start to lend it out quite soon. I've read some articles where banks are starting to transition from just sitting on those excess reserves and earning a small interest rate to where they're thinking about loaning it out in the future. And I think that long term, as those excess reserves start to enter the economy, I think what it's going to do, in my opinion, is start to raise the metal markets as the inflation makes its way through the economy. So I've kind of paid less attention to the whole taper issue over the last couple of weeks, and I've pretty much just kind of stayed with my commitment to just the long term, and because of that I'm focusing on excess reserves. And again, don't take this as investing advice or something that's a sure thing. Just in my opinion, as those excess reserves start to get lent out in the near future, or what could be the near future, you never know exactly when, I think that that's going to start to raise the metal prices. And of course, hopefully I have a little bit more gold and silver than I have now in order to save some purchasing power for that time. So the long and short of it is, in the short term, again, it could have the effect of bringing the metals markets down, as we've seen over the last couple of days. But in the long term, again, I think the whole QE program has already set in motion a raising of the metals market. And the whole taper issue at this point, I think, is moot. Even though they've tapered, again, they're still going to increase the excess reserves because they're still buying $75 billion worth of assets, which are going to have to go somewhere still. So that's just my opinion. Thank you very much to FTIdeas for asking this question and putting it out there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to just head over to his video, which I'll put in the description, and offer your opinion, that'd be great. Or if you want to just give your opinion in the comment section of this video, I know that I would appreciate that. Also too, if you could like the video if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel, we always appreciate that as well. But I hope you guys are doing great. That's it for now. I'll see you next video.